the story is always about guns. The people are bad. This guy's a bad guy. If I could take my gun off right now and I lay it on this counter, nothing will happen. It'll sit there. But as soon as a wicked person grabs a hold of that handgun and starts shooting people with it, there's the problem. The problem is the individual.
Is anyone paying attention that the same thing happened in Maui is about to happen in Florida, but with the hurricane? These people are making videos, and it's been on the news that somehow diesel got into the regular gasoline source, and people have been putting this stuff into their cars. They're making footage, and they're making reports that they're scared that they're not going to be able to evacuate once these hurricanes come destroy everything that they have. I just put a list up yesterday about the cities that are participating with the smart city movement. You don't have to believe it. Your city is on the list whether you like it or not, whether you can see it or not. These people are destroying stuff to rebuild something new. Maui just went to ashes. Florida is about to literally go underwater. And it'll trick a lot of those people like it's normal. It's hurricane season. That's not normal to lose all your shit. It's not normal to thousands of people to lose their lives and get no help. That's not normal. Now people can't evacuate. This is turning into a trend. So people are dying by tragedy and can't evacuate. Maui was fire. These people are about to be drowned and can't leave because their car has diesel in it now. Y'all, prepare. This is happening.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
Well, as a fuel up ahead of possible impacts from this storm, state leaders are now warning about contaminated fuel.
Yeah, they say Citgo gasoline from the Port of Tampa could contain diesel fuel. 8 on your side's Beth Rousseau joining us live with a way to know if you are affected by this. Good morning, Beth.
Hey, Avery and Chris, a really unfortunate time for this to happen because filling up your cars and your generators is such a common part of storm prep. Now, here at the Citgo at 92 and Falkenberg Road, they actually have signs posted on the pumps. Now, state leaders say that if you fueled up at a station supplied by Citgo at Port Tampa after 10 a.m. on Saturday, there's a good chance that your gas is contaminated. At the Port of Tampa, a mistake could mean problems for many during prep for Idalia.
Basically, it was just human error. They put diesel in tanks that were supposed to be regular gas.
Families who fueled up at stations supplied by Citgo could have gasoline contaminated with diesel, according to leaders with the Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. They say it's a potentially widespread issue.
Sometimes that happens in these storms. The issue with the Port of Tampa is one that could complicate this. It has nothing to do with the storm, but it's happening right on the eve of the storm.
More than 24 stations are impacted by the error. At least 13 of them are here in the Tampa Bay area. If you fueled up at the locations after 10 o'clock Saturday morning, there's a chance your gas is contaminated. It could cause your cars or generators to stop working correctly.
I want to ensure Floridians that we are coordinating here at the EOC with everyone from petroleum retailers to the ports themselves to ensure that the disruption will not be widespread or prolonged and that residents can have seamless access to fuel.
Stations have been notified and told to stop selling gas until the contaminated fuel is replaced and the tanks are cleaned. So back out here live at the Citgo, it looks pretty busy, and don't get me wrong, trucks can get diesel fuel, but apart from that, no gasoline is being sold here. Now, if you think you might have gotten gas from one of the impacted stations, go ahead, go to the WFLA app. We have a complete list there of all the stations that are impacted and the next steps that you need to take moving forward. We're live in Hillsborough County this morning. Beth Rousseau, 8 on your side.
Come on, everybody take a look at this. There's 2, 4, 6, 8 of these. These are bullocks. These are meant to bolt down, and there's 8 of them. All right, this interstate right here, this is 408 East Toll. This is Central Florida, down in Orlando. At every intersection of this overpass, They have a pile of these right here. And you can't tell me this is not made for blocking the road. Is this going to be a wall basically where you can't get underneath it and can't get through from north to south? This whole stretch of 408, literally from east to west in Orlando here, has got the pile of bullocks here. And honestly, I think they're going to seal this off. They're right over in there underneath the overpass. They got a strip of concrete they just did underneath the overpass where they got bolt holes for the bullocks to literally close off the overpass, the underpass right there. There is literally enough for those, and on the other side there's another 8. Every overpass has a pile of these.
Breaking news in Florida. They tell residents there's a hurricane coming. Hurry, hurry, go to the gas station, fill up your tanks now. So the people go fill their tanks up, only to later learn that the gas has been contaminated with diesel fuel. You know what happens when you put diesel in a regular engine, right? It doesn't run very long, very far. So here comes the hurricane. These people are going to try to evacuate. They'll get on the interstates and highways and byways in Florida, and their vehicles will suddenly die. This is the ingredients for mass casualty event. Here's my question. I'm wondering, since the authorities are aware of the gas contamination, what are they doing right now? Are they ready in many buses, thousands of buses, to get these people and their families out of harm's way? Or will we watch a mass casualty event? Picture being stuck on the highway in the Florida summer heat, subtropical, 110 degrees with 100% humidity, with your child, your pet, your elderly mother, grandparents, or whatever, or just yourself. Now let's see how Florida responds to avert the avoidable.
These gas stations have contaminated gas. Diesel has been mixed with this gas by mistake amidst hurricane evacuations. If you fueled up here, you may want to be careful. These gas stations
gained strength, hitting landfall in Florida, becoming a hurricane. They say approximately Hurricane 2. But today, Washington Times, a whole bunch of newspapers, put out articles stating that there could be fuel contamination with regular gas and diesel fuel mixed together, which could damage cars, preventing them from evacuating Florida if need be. Little suspicious. Fire in Maui. No water, no alarm, no nothing. Wouldn't allow the residents to evacuate, blocked roadways from them evacuating. Now, fuel issues in Florida on the brink of a hurricane about to hit in about a day and a half. Not suspicious. Nothing to see here, folks. Keep that in mind.
First, let's talk about this storm. All the experts are saying this storm will be a Category 2 or 3 by the time it hits the coast of Florida. I say bullshit. I was born and raised in Florida, and I've watched a lot of hurricanes come into the Gulf of Mexico. And every single time, the warm waters in the Gulf will strengthen these storms so quickly. And right now, the Gulf of Mexico is probably hotter than it's ever been. We just had the hottest month in recorded history. When that storm gets in the Gulf, it's fixing to crank up. Mark my words. This storm will be at least a Category 4 when it hits the coast of Florida on Wednesday. But what's concerning to me is the strange coincidence that right before the storm is about to hit, they have dozens of gas stations all across South Florida where the gasoline has been contaminated with diesel. It's almost like they don't want y'all to leave, man.
You know, I'm just so incredibly sick and tired of our government. And I think at this point, they know that the majority of its citizens are awake and aware to what they're doing. Because this, it makes me wonder, honestly, if they intentionally did something to the gasoline so that the people in Florida will literally be trapped and have to suffer through the hurricane that they probably made. So I'm just wondering, at what point are we just not going to do anything? And I know there's a strike on September 1st, but I think, I don't know, there's questions about that. So I don't know at what point, because I think this is obvious. This is so obvious.
Good morning, everybody. So most of you guys know I'm from Florida. This goes out to all my Florida friends. Guys, I told you the middle of August, beginning to middle of September, things were going to happen. It's happening. Folks, I've uncovered mass crimes getting ready to happen. They've contaminated all the gas in almost every gas station of South Florida. I just posted the list. My contacts are sending me videos that I can't repost. I don't know what to do with it. I'm trying to figure out how to get it to files. They just won't upload. They have got roadblocks getting ready to close the roads for evacuation, so you're blocked in. Folks, this is the plan here. It's unfolding in front of our eyes, I told you. Be very safe. I posted a list of all the gas stations, the one by my old house on Chiquita and Cape Coral, all of the gas stations on Pine Island, everything in that area, everything's contaminated. They say the contamination is so bad, vehicles are going to start breaking down on the road as soon as it starts getting into their system. Hunker down, folks. They're going to block you on the road. Folks, you're dealing with the wicked. They've got to start wiping us down for the Come in China thing. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, the only one to bring you this, but at least I'm doing it. So I'm going to give you as much information as I can. But please, folks, wake up.
I want everybody to take a look at this. There's 2, 4, 6, 8 of these. These are bullocks. These are meant to bolt down, and there's 8 of them. Alright, this interstate right here, this is 408 East Toll. This is Central Florida, down in Orlando. At every intersection of this overpass, they have a pile of these right here. And you can't tell me this is not made for blocking the road. Is this going to be a wall, basically, where you can't get underneath it and can't get through from north to south? This whole stretch of 408, literally from east to west, in Orlando here, has got the pile of bullocks here. And honestly, I think they're going to seal this off. They're right over in there underneath the overpass. They got a strip of concrete they just did underneath the overpass where they got bullholes for the bullocks to literally close off the overpass, the underpass right there. There is literally enough for those, and on the other side,
all Floridians, you need to be executing your plans now. This is going to be a major hurricane. This is going to be a powerful hurricane, and this is absolutely going to impact the state of Florida in many, many different ways.
Governor DeSantis shared with me, his concerns about certain areas and making sure that we get the message out there for people to listen to their local officials and to evacuate.
Please make the appropriate accommodations and take the appropriate precautions. We'll have all these people there that are going to be able to help This is going to be a powerful hurricane, and this is absolutely going to impact the state of Florida in many, many different ways. So please heed the directives from your local officials.
Florida officials say gas stations supplied by the company Citgo may be contaminated with diesel after a mistake on Saturday. This comes at a time when a number of Floridians are fueling up ahead of the storm.
The issue with the Port of Tampa is one that could complicate this. It has nothing to do with the storm, but it's happening right on the eve of the storm.
More than 24 stations are impacted by the error. At least 13 of them are here in the Tampa Bay area. If you fueled up at the locations after 10 o'clock Saturday morning, there's a chance your gas is contaminated.
The Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services says that human error contaminated fuel for gas stations supplied by Citgo with diesel. Now, gas stations have to replace this fuel and clean their tanks before they can reopen.
It could be a massive storm brewing right now. In fact, millions of Americans living in the southeastern United States and especially the state of Florida are bracing for this.
Good evening, TikTok. After getting reports back from Florida, I have family down there. I got friends down there. I know news reporters down there. I've spoke to them. They said, man, listen, the gas is contaminated. It's contaminated. People that got gas, people that got gas cans and brought it home to fill their generators up for the hurricane when the lights go out, they're complaining that their noses are bleeding, that they have headaches. They got, migraines going on, that they're getting sick, and the gas there is contaminated. It's contaminated. It's all over the news. I mean, you can't make this up. I don't put misinformation out. I'm telling you the truth. Number one, you do have climate change going on because that's history repeating itself. We do have chemtrails and things like that going on and cloud seeding, okay? Because they did tell you that. They told us, all right? They didn't hide that from us. They literally told us. Then you got other things going on, okay? But I'm going to tell you this right now. I believe that we're in the end times because only God can create so much destruction, or are they trying to play God? But no. Mayor Eric Adams took a trip to Israel. Do you know why people go to Israel? To go and forgive and forget, their sins. And Israel is going to be the only place in the world that won't be touched in any destruction. That place will survive. And these are facts. Go look it up. I mean, look, read your Bible, okay? But right now, this is very serious. I want you guys to hang around. Don't leave. Watch till the end, and you'll see the pictures and everything I'm going to post to show you what's going on. Have a blessed night. My daughter's out there. My family's out there. I pray for them. I pray for all the people in Florida. God bless them. Hopefully they're going to be okay. But right now, things aren't looking good because it looks like, they don't know how the water or the gas got contaminated. So, listening to the governor there, and listening to what he has to say, oh, somebody did this. Okay, but who did this? Citgo is the one that had the contaminated gas, and their gas stations are shut down.
Is the government trying to trap people in Florida? Is the government trying to prevent you from escaping? Is the government trying to make your car stall and you get stuck in a major hurricane with catastrophic storm surge and a depopulation attempt? The major hurricane is going to strike northwestern Florida, just south of Tallahassee, and push in life-threatening storm surge, widespread wind damage, winds of 110 to potentially 120 miles per hour, strong coastal flooding, and widespread wind damage. And just as these people are trying to prepare, just as these people are trying to get out and evacuate, unfortunately or conveniently, gas stations' gas has been contaminated with diesel fuel, potentially ruining engines and stalling out cars and leaving tens of thousands of people stranded in Florida just as they're trying to evacuate from this hurricane. Is the government trying to depopulate? Is the government trying to have some kind of catastrophic death event take place like what happened in Maui, where people were barricaded, roads were blocked, and people incinerated to death in the fires?
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is here. We're going to ask the governor if he will come down and turn remarks.
Thank you for doing this.
adequate security for Edward Waters College. We are not going to allow these institutions to be targeted by people.
I'm not tripping, y'all. Like, I know I'm not tripping. Like, I just know I'm not fucking tripping. Like, bro. Man, you got me fucked up. Man, what the fuck? And they got a Freemason sign on the building. Don't make it no better.
Don't say we didn't warn her.
Kiss my white fucking ass, bitch. Poured in, have a mental breakdown at the same time. It was a mess. Started taking the braids out. The whole bottom half is kind of like messed up, and it looks okay right now, but I'm about to wash my hair. So I just got out of the shower, and I have this huge matted section like right there, and there's no way in fucking hell I'm gonna be able to get this shit out. So as y'all could see, I actually did try to save my hair for a while, but it wasn't going to be saved. Like it was just, there was no way in hell. Even cutting the knots smaller didn't do shit, so.
So what did we learn?
Look on the vagina and see them little, some pussy got wing on it. You get one, y'all can see how the Christians do? The vesicle ain't nothing but the pussy. Above every white church, they got this. That's the vagina. That's the prettiest shit going. That's the doorway. So now, I'm getting ready to become an altar for that. When she shaves the pubic hairs, that's when you see our set. Now, when a man is dying, and she needs some severe thing because Osiris is cut up, she opens his mouth. You have to open your mouth to lick on the second pineal gland, the clitoris. She secretes the vaginal fluid, Carlos, Oja, Shakti's, Gunners, Russells, Tammers. And you get healed. And say, before you die, nigga, open up your mouth and jab some of this damn gasoline, this juice. And that heals him. It's an alchemical, metaphysical story.
Yo, I don't know about y'all, but when I'm on social media scrolling, I'm seeing an awful lot of people getting sick. They over here talking about they getting flu-like symptoms. They feel like they got a cold coming on. But it's 100 degrees outside, bruh. Make it make sense. I'm about to make it make sense for y'all. If y'all don't know, y'all might have to accept this harsh truth. So check it. Like the pandemic started for a reason, to roll out the hot sauce 19. So basically there was 3 batches. One was a placebo, one was the fast. I'm not gonna say it. These are the ones that cause the heart issues. And I'm gonna say the thickening the blood, if y'all get what I'm saying, right there. And the third one was the destruction of the immune system. And as we already know, it only took one of them things to destroy your immune system within 1.5 to 2 years. And that's where we're at right now. Because the whole objective of them trying to make you take multiple hot sauces was to try to change your genes in between the time your immune system is restarting. So your body didn't fight back. So now we're at a point to where all the frequencies are about to change. So it's about to affect everybody, including the people that's been genetically modified. So if y'all wondering why there's all of a sudden a new strain out of nowhere, it's only affecting the people that took the hot sauces. It's because their immune system is gone. They now have this word right here. Go ahead and watch my video, history repeating itself. They're doing the exact same thing. This is why I've been stressing so hard to not fall for the psyops. We've been through this already, but there's no more restarts after this. So y'all gotta wake up and be gods. Peace.
It's hell on earth and the city's on fire. In hell there's heaven. There's a bull and a matador dueling in the sky. In hell there's heaven.
All I'm out there talking about you African American
They ain't gonna show you this though. The African American trademark was assigned a serial number by the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Trademark serial number is a unique ID to identify the African American mark. The African American mark is filed in the category of meats and processed food products. Registered, that's the serial number, Google it yourself, October 4th, 2016. African American is trademarked in the category of meats and processed food products. Insane. That's crazy. 350.
Have you all
and they
seen
look at
this?
a different one of these COVID test swabs with a high zoom camera. Or maybe that's a microscope, I'm not exactly sure. But it looks so much different than a cotton swab, which they also do a comparison to. It looks like a toothbrush or something. All of these different strands sticking out. What are these strands? And it gets even more concerning when they apply it to a little slab of meat. These strands appear to be sharp and rigid. And there's one of our little black fibers, which we've been examining in other videos as well. But in this video, I want to focus on these white shards that are sticking out from this test swab. And watch what happens when they rub it up against some meat. The shards come off of the swab and lodge themselves into the flesh. You can see them poking out, being left behind. Why on earth would anybody design a test so horrific? This is awful. Is this some sort of a delivery system? Is this designed to agitate people's flesh? Remember, they're sticking these swabs up people's noses, twisting them around, and leaving them in contact with that soft, fleshy part of the inner nose for an extended period of time. So this is very concerning to see some of these swabs might be doing this to people. Like, this is an actual COVID test swab, apparently. But instead of sticking it up somebody's nose, they tried it against a little piece of meat with horrifying results. So this is a bit of a PSA. Be very careful what you let people stick up your nose, because it might leave a bunch of shards sticking out of your flesh. Look at all these. Isn't this awful? We need to get the word out about these horrific, painful tests. It can't be good to have these shards impaling you and being left behind. And I also recommend you check out this video in the description. The narrator makes some very interesting points. But I want to give a big shout out to Sarah A. and Ubiquitum for doing some experiments and publishing the results on the internet. And please go check out their videos and subscribe.
Y'all, we not limiting this information to just us. This is esoteric information. Everybody need to know this. Like, I've been preaching that because, like, what I want to say is a lot of human beings been hitting me up. Like, a lot of white people been hitting me up. Asians been hitting me up. And it's crazy because the ones that's been hitting me up, like, recently, like I ain't gonna lie. These, like, last year, the ones that was hitting me up was on some, fuck you. Fuck you, you motherfucker, you. You know what I'm saying? On some shit like that. But, like, lately, since we went through this cosmic shift December 21st, the ones that's been hitting me been on some, man, you know, I always kind of felt like something wasn't right, you know, with the story that was told to us. So them good-spirited human beings. And man, I love y'all because y'all, like I say, man, at the end of the day, there's really no separation between the gods and the goddesses and the human beings. You know what I'm saying? Because other than the animal, other than the fact that y'all are mixed with animal DNA. You get what I'm saying? As far as I'm talking to white people, Asians, y'all mixed with animal DNA, but that's not y'all's fault. And the animals are not bad. We created the animals. So if you think about it from an overall sense, for real, y'all still y'all have our DEA, right? I mean, y'all have our look. Y'all don't have our DEA. Y'all have our overall physical look. Y'all got that from us, the black, what you call black people. Y'all got y'all physical makeup, all this. Arms, legs, God physique, right? This is what y'all call God physique. Y'all got this from us, okay? But y'all genetic makeup comes from animals. So y'all hybrids. Shout out to Marquise Regis donated $25. Y'all hybrids. Y'all hybrids. Peace, God. Peace, God. Me and my family, we appreciate that. Y'all hybrids. Okay? So by y'all being hybrids, that's okay. Y'all just hybrids. And y'all lack a soul, but y'all got a spirit. So you just coming in, smash the like button. Y'all lack a soul, but y'all do have a spirit. You know what I'm saying? So in reality, y'all still a part of us. And that's why when human beings first came to this planet, we being so in our higher self, a lot of black people and Latino people, gods and goddesses, y'all ask me like, man, God, why the fuck we even let them on the planet, man? Why the fuck was we so gullible? But see, what you got to realize is, if you understand the science of what a white person really is, and from you and your higher self, you really gonna feel sorry for them, because you know, like, well, they lack a soul, so then they lack so many metaphysical things that everything else in the universe have. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, when Zeus made them, he made them. He wasn't supposed to make them, but he did anyway. So now they are hybrids.
The elevator, we're going down it.
You're supposed to check some cover.
Yeah, so it says right here, check elevator motor cover before using. Right there. That fucker is spinning. It says right there.
Oh, okay. So almost 300 feet.
We're going to a 600-foot one?
Yeah, we'll go try to figure out which one.
It's hot up here. Down here.
But let the record reflect. Mark
Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King, as well as JFK, spoke out against oppression and all ended up assassinated. Bob Marley spoke out through his music and he ended up with a needle filled with poison in his shoes. The Black Panther spoke out and all ended up dead or in jail. Left Eye spoke out and ended up dead in Honduras. Princess Diana spoke out and ended up dead in a car crash. Tupac spoke out and was gunned down in Vegas. Michael Jackson warned us through songs like, it don't matter if you're black or white and they don't really care about us, and he was killed by his doctor and was labeled a pedophile majority of his career. Dr. Sebi spoke out by curing AIDS naturally and was jailed in New York. Nipsey Hussle tried to keep up Sebi work and he was gunned down in L.A. Nick Cannon tried to pick up where Nipsey Hussle left off and he lost his whole show. Cat Williams spoke out through his comedy and he was labeled a crackhead and arrested the next 5 years over 20 times. Kanye spoke out and was placed under MK Ultra. Cosby tried to buy NBC and was later accused of raping over 50 women. Kobe Bryant spoke out and put a lawsuit against Big Pharma and they crashed his helicopter with him and Gigi in it. Dave Chappelle spoke out and lost his show. Rashad Jamal spoke out and now he gets falsely accused of child molestation. Let him who has eyes see clearly. Everyone who stands up against oppression either gets killed, falsely imprisoned, or they kill their image. I'm just bringing awareness of what's going on with my situation, and I'm just speaking honest facts like I always do. The esoteric truth.
See, I knew that Jeffrey Epstein thing, it had to be more than just sex. You see what I'm saying? Like right now it says that Jeffrey Epstein liked piling around with scientists. This dude was a scientist, no doubt. Wait, my bad. He calls himself a science philanthropist, right? And so, he hangs out with all kinds of people. There were so many scientists that like to come to his island, for instance, the theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking, paleontologist and evolutionary biologist Stephen Jay Gould, or Good. You got neurologist Oliver Sacks, molecular engineer George M. Church. And here's the thing about George Church. He does work that identifies genes so you can create superhuman. And every time I come across that list, the flight list or whatever, I come across new names that and I start thinking back on stories, like the Chrissy Teigen and John Legend story. How they use CRISPR technology basically to have their son or their daughter, I forgot, their child though, was made through CRISPR technology. You know what I'm saying? This is basically a clone. And yeah, both of their names, Chrissy Teigen and John Legend, their names are on that list. So is Will Smith. Now look at his kids. You know what I'm saying? Like them kids are spitting images of Jada and Will. And we both know they don't have sex, so those are clones. And that's the same thing with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now everybody knows that Beyonce had a fake belly bump. We all know this. We all know that she was faking that pregnancy. And her name and Jay-Z's name is also on that list. Now we know about the Disney lab and all of that. They made those children there, right? And so, Jeff Epstein and the Island Boys or whatever, these scientists there, that's what they do. They make children. They make clones for celebrities. And at some point, I was thinking that the Obamas bought those children from their friends, which is probably, that could be true too. But I'm starting to believe that they went to that island and had them kids made because them kids kind of look like them as well. So, it's a crazy story, but I mean, you really got to look into it. So here's my theory on that list. Every name on that list has nothing to do with sex. All of them are there to either clone themselves or have a clone made as a child for them to raise. This is what celebrities and shit do. I don't believe that these celebrities, whom everybody almost in the world want to fuck with them, I don't think that they need to go that route in order to achieve an orgasm. I just don't. I think that, you know what I'm saying? You know how people would say, if there were two of me, I could run the world and shit like that. Like, I'm the realest motherfucker I know if I had a nigga like me on my team and shit like that. Like, I think that it's more about that. That's why, like, you can go down that list and see all these names. These people are having children made and they're having clones of themselves made so they can sit back and rest while there's another motherfucker who does the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, I can't explain it more than that. But that's my theory on the whole Epstein list. It has nothing to do with sex at all. And now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the folks on the list are not sexual deviants. I mean, they may be.
Hey, y'all stay woke out here, fam.
About the old Mexicans, right? The original Mexicans, right? The old Mexicans, right? Talk about them.
in terms of your relationship to that? Because you said Mexico was so critical, and that's why they always talk about the Mexican and immigration. Y'all think it's something that, you know, is not what we think it is, but there's something more sinister going on about why they don't like Mexicans and why they don't want Mexicans here, or why they're trying to have this border discussion. And, you know, it's something always deeper. And every time you listen to somebody like Brother Sabia or talk about Brother Professor Ivan Van Sertima, we get reminded that there's something about our ancestors that we don't really know. And they're closer to us than we can probably even fathom. So talk about, you know, that to the degree of Mexico and its significance and the Olmec, Toltec, and the Zapotec.
The Olmec society was a highly ethical society. It wasn't a society like Egypt. Egypt was a confounded society. It was a society that was built with Greeks, Persians, and Italians. Egypt was not like Mexico. Mexico was thoroughbred. This is why today the descendant of the Mexican has a level of integrity that nobody on the planet has exhibited. Not even the Egyptian in Egypt today exhibit that level of integrity. These people didn't eat corn. They didn't eat wheat, the Egyptian did. They didn't eat cows. They didn't eat hogs. The Egyptian did. The Mexican ate what they call teocinte. When I get home with Marina tomorrow, the ladies right now in Honduras is making some tamales out of teocinte. When I go to Mexico now, I always face people that is going to share a level of integrity and morality that you never found in Egypt today nor yesterday. And don't talk about the pyramids, because the pyramids in Mexico, you could put the Egyptian inside of them 4 times.
Yeah, 4 times. Right.
You understand?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
But the Mexican people are so humble that you would never get that from them.
Were y'all trying to push that agenda on Andre 3000? Remember, he was wearing the dresses, then he couldn't take it no more. He couldn't do the tour. It like went against him. What did y'all do to was it the same thing y'all did to Andre 3000, but he just didn't cooperate like Young Thug?
Yes, sir. Andre 3000 was supposed to be on levels of Kanye West, on levels of Eminem. But yes, correct. He just wanted to do the music. He didn't want to push our agendas, and he caught on really quick. You know, it's interesting. And with him catching on to what we were using him for, he bowed out. And see, we give you guys an option. He bowed out. He didn't want it. He left, and we let you guys do that. The problem arises when you agree to our terms and conditions of getting to the next level, and then you want out of nowhere. You want to just accept, you want to take on our terms and conditions and go to the next level, and then you want out. It doesn't work that way.
So he didn't get that far. Y'all just got him through the first phase, and he was like, I can't get this. He didn't get that deep into it.
Correctly. So we peacefully go our separate ways, and we don't hurt him. We tell him, don't tell anything you've seen or heard, or you notice he doesn't say anything about anybody in the industry. He just minds his business and gracefully goes away, and he's still rich.
They try to hide him in religion and call him Satan.
The real reason Rashad Jamal locked up Part 6.
Let him cook. In every movie, they made the bad guys look bad when the bad guys were the good guys and the good guys were the bad guys. That's how Satan tricks you to root for him. He did the same thing with his religion. He tricked you into worshiping him. Religion is the worship of Satan, not God. God doesn't worship anything outside of himself. God doesn't worship anything outside of herself. All right? All right? God doesn't need nobody to serve him or her, because God is all knowing, all loving. Right? We don't need nobody to serve us. That ain't what we never did. Only one of our brothers did that, and his name was Yaqub. And they tried to hide him in religion and call him Satan. And then they hid him in Greek mythology and called him Zeus. Prometheus. He was a jealous God. He was jealous of all of us, although he had no reason to be. This mythological creature of Satan, get that shit out y'all mind. He looked just like me and you. Carbonated being. That's your brother. Yes, Satan is our brother. He's one of the gods, which is why in religion they taught you that he was one of the angels. Didn't they? They hid it and said he was one of the angels. Don't forget that Satan is a god. Don't ever forget that. That's why he has power. But not more power than you. You know why? Because Satan is on the true dark side of the force, which is that Jedi Knight side. When he went against us.
Russia releases hidden artifacts and tells US.
Talk to me about our hair.
We are gods. We have non-ether hair, and your non-ether hair is your crown. The Bible call it our glory. Your hair is basically an extension of your nervous system. When you first born, or when you first conceived in your mother's womb, you have something called the endoderm, the ectoderm, and the endoderm. These things is what literally creates the fetus or the embryo inside of the woman's womb. Well, your hair is made from the same skin as your brain, and your brain is made from the same thing as your skin. So your hair, your skin, and your brain is all made from the same cellular tissue called the ectoderm. From there, your eyes come forth. Everything, your third eye come from these same things. So when you get into embryology and you look at holistic healing, your hair is an extension of your nervous system. So your hair is a part of your brain. Your hair is used for, not only your hair is a part of your detoxification system too, because your hair is used as an odor system. That's why if you sweat from your hair, or if you stink, you smell it, it all comes through your hair. But not only that, your hair scans the environment through something called the Merkel's disc that sits in the endoderma of your skin. And what this does is it scans the environment and it tells the proteins how to associate themselves and how to congregate themselves amongst you, for you can actually experience reality different. That's why if you see something that touches you spiritually, they say the hairs on my skin is
start to rise. Yeah.
That's how they take, man, this is spiritual.
Yeah, wow.
You see that because your hair is scanning the environment, and you're getting different spectrums of this light cold frequency. So the hair on your skin just stand up. Or if you get stressed out and you depressed, your hair starts to what? Fall out. Or if you're happy and you in a state of homeostasis, your hair starts to grow. They even got certain different types of practices in medicines where they can check your hair to see how healthy you are, see if you're stressed out. They can check your hair to see if you've been smoking drugs, you've been smoking pot. Your hair is everything because your hair is connected to every nerve ending in your body. You only don't have hair on the outside of your body, but you have trillions and trillions of hairs on the inside of your body. You hear vibrations and see light by way of air, your hair. You have something called...
Hair sounds like hair.
Yeah.
It sounds the same.
Yeah, facts. But you have you have hair inside your...
Baby, if you don't read no other text on the planet, you need to read this book. If you are chosen, you need to read this book. If you are on a spiritual path, you need to read this book. If you are a religious person, you need to read this book. This book is more important than the Bible. This book is more important than the Torah. This book is more important than the Quran. This book is more important than the Kabbalah. This is the most important book that you can read. This is the Emerald Tablets by Thoth the Atlantean. Let me give y'all a little backstory on Thoth the Atlantean. Thoth can be translated in every single culture, in every single religion on the planet. Thoth can even be translated as Jesus Christ in the Bible. Thoth is the messenger of the gods. He has been handpicked by the gods in order to keep the records of knowledge and deliver them to man, to the children of the light, to us chosen ones. You hear what I'm saying? Let me give y'all details. So in the Egyptian mythology, he's known as Thoth. Of course, we know him as Thoth. But in the Greek mythology, he's known as Hermes. In the Roman mythology, he's known as Mercury. In the Mesopotamian mythology, he's known as E-A. In the Sumerian text, he's known as Enki, or Nisaba, which is a female version. In the Semitic text, he's known as Elawela. In the Babylonian text, he's known as Nabu. In the Incan text, he's known as Viracocha. In the Celtic text, he's known as Merlin. In the Atlantis ancient text, he's known as Tehuti. And in the African text, he's known as the Orisha Eshu. If you do not read no other book on the planet, baby, you need to read the Emerald Tablets. This is the most important book to read when you're on a spiritual journey or you're just on a quest to learn more knowledge. This is the most important book that you can read, and I would suggest that you read it multiple times. And I also forgot to mention, Thoth was a man. Thoth was flesh and blood. His father was a priest in the Lost Islands of Atlantis or whatever. Thoth's father was a priest. Thoth was so good at retaining knowledge that he was handpicked from the gods to be a god, to gain more immortality in order to continue to share the knowledge with the children of the light. Thoth was literally chosen.